You went to the grocery store last Tuesday. Same store you've been going to for years. Same milk, same bread, same cereal your kid eats every morning. And it cost more. Again. And here's the thing, you didn't even flinch. You just paid it. Because somewhere along the way, you accepted that this is just what happens. Prices go up. That's the system. Nobody's fault. It's just economics. But what if that's not actually true? What if prices just go up isn't an explanation? It's a story someone needed you to believe. Prices going up isn't weather. It's not random. It's a system. And every system has a winner. Right now, the average household is spending roughly $4,000 more per year than they were 3 years ago on the exact same things. Same groceries, same gas, same rent. The product didn't change, the service didn't improve. You're just paying more for identical stuff. And most people's explanation for this is simple. Inflation, supply chain problems, the economy. Those words sound like answers. They aren't. They're categories. They tell you what happened, not who made it happen or who profited from it. Here's what most people think. Costs go up because raw materials cost more, so companies have no choice but to raise prices to survive. Here's what actually happened. Corporate profit margins hit record highs during the same period prices surged, meaning companies didn't just pass costs along, they added to them. Here's how it actually works, and it's not complicated, it's just uncomfortable. When a company raises its price by 10% and its costs only went up by 4%, that extra 6%, that's not economics, that's a margin. That's profit extracted directly from you. And the reason they can do it, quietly, without anyone stopping them, is because you don't know what their costs actually are. You only see the price tag. Take egg prices. In late 2022, the average dozen eggs went from about $2 to over $4. The official story, avian flu destroyed supply. And that part is true, but egg producers reported some of the highest profit margins in company history during that exact window. The crisis was real, the markup was a choice. This isn't a conspiracy, it's an incentive. When consumers are already expecting prices to go up, when it feels normal, companies have a window. They can raise prices beyond what the actual cost increase justifies, and nobody questions it. Because the narrative is already there. Everything costs more now. It's baked into how you think. And here's the part that makes it structural, not just opportunistic. This behavior doesn't shrink when the original shock disappears. Prices go up during the crisis. They almost never come back down after. Companies discovered they could charge more, consumers adapted, and the new baseline became permanent. So who wins? Not in a villainous way, in a quiet, structural way. Large corporations win because they have pricing power, meaning they can raise prices and customers will still buy because there's no real alternative. A small business in a competitive local market can't do this. A multinational that owns 30% of its category, it absolutely can. Shareholders win because higher prices flow directly into revenue, and revenue flows into stock prices. When a company reports we raised prices and customers kept buying, that's not bad news to an investor. That's proof of control. And here's the quietest winner: debt holders. When inflation is high, the money you borrowed yesterday is worth less today. So if you own a home, your mortgage shrinks in real terms over time. But if you don't own a home, if you rent, inflation just costs you more every single month with no asset on the other ends to offset it. The long-term consequence of all this isn't just that things cost more. It's that the gap between people who own things and people who don't is quietly widening every year through a mechanism most people can't even name, let alone fight against. Inflation doesn't hit everyone the same. It hits the people with the least leverage the hardest, and the people with the most leverage almost not at all. Sometimes it actually helps them. So the next time someone says prices are going up and frames it like weather, like it's something that just happens to everyone equally, you'll know that's not an explanation, it's a framing. And framing is the first thing worth questioning. If companies can raise prices beyond their actual costs and still grow, then what exactly is the market correcting for? And who decided it didn't need to?